Welcome back to Night Series. Today's recap is about a 2014 American fantasy thriller drama film called Ex Machina. It is written and directed by Alex Garland, which is his debut work. The movie won Best Visual Effects and was nominated for 2 Oscars at the 88th Academy Awards, among many other honors. The story revolves around a young programmer who is selected to participate in a groundbreaking experiment in synthetic intelligence by evaluating the human qualities of a highly advanced humanoid AI. Spoilers ahead. Watch out and take care. The movie opens with Caleb Smith, a smart programmer at one of the biggest search engine companies in the world called Blue Book. He wins an office contest, and as a winning prize he gets a 1-week trip to the CEO's luxuriously isolated home. Caleb is happy to have won the contest and is excited about this trip. The next day, Caleb is flown into the center of an isolated location, which is a Nathan-owned reserve. Now, left in the middle of the location, he must then make his way on foot through the forest to the house. When Caleb gets to the house, an automated system welcomes him and gives him a keycard so he can enter the building. Initially left to wander the house in confusion, Caleb eventually discovers Nathan exercising in his luxurious gym setup. Nathan is a charming individual, and he starts by making small talk with Caleb. He doesn't pretend to be the boss and starts to show the estate to Caleb. As they have a tour of the house, Caleb slowly realizes it's not a house, but a research facility. Nathan doesn't shy away from sharing his research data with Caleb, one of the brightest programmers of his time. However, Caleb has to sign a NDA called the Blue Book. Caleb didn't want to sign the NDA first. The conditions were weird, and there were a lot of rules and protocols for Caleb to follow. However, Nathan persuades him with his motivating voice. Nathan instructs him that the keycard will only unlock specific doors, before having him sign the mother of all NDAs. Despite Nathan's assertions to the contrary, Caleb and Nathan's interaction is awkward and tense. Later that day, Nathan tells Caleb about his experiment and requests that he spend the following week conducting a live Turing test as part of it. The subject is Ava, an entirely humanoid artificial intelligence. She's clearly a cyborg, robot, or android despite having a flesh-like face, hands, and feet. Caleb is fascinated with the project and says that if the project is successful, it will change the world forever. That evening, Caleb learns that his room's TV is actually a CCTV system that enables him to view Ava in her natural environment. He sees the glass barrier that would keep him away from Ava and in safety. But there is a crack in the wall which raises suspicion for Caleb. It seems like Ava was trying to escape her room. As Caleb was thinking about the situation, Ava walks in front of him. Ava has not seen another human other than Nathan, so she is mesmerized to see Caleb. She asks Caleb if he had met other people, which Caleb replies saying, "None like you." Caleb talks about breaking the ice as they are meeting for the first time, and Ava is aware of the phrase. Eventually, Ava introduces her birthday, but doesn't specify a month of the year. She just says 1. Caleb asks how did she learn to speak, which Ava replies as she always knew how to speak. The first session eventually ends, which Nathan has been monitoring from his surveillance room. Caleb is excited after the first session as he thinks the encounter with the humanoid AI was very natural and pretty human-like. As they have a beer, Nathan talks about how when they first met, Caleb commented that if Nathan can invent such human-like AI, he is a god. This makes Caleb uncomfortable as he didn't exactly mean that way. He chose to correct him once, but Nathan doesn't give up. To change the topic, Caleb asks why he can see Ava because previously the test was conducted without humans seeing the AI. Nathan believes that Ava is already above normal AI, so if Caleb had the session without seeing her, he would believe she is a human. According to Nathan, they are dealing with more advanced technology, and by letting Caleb know that Ava is definitely a robotic AI, he wants to test if there is any presence of consciousness. Caleb agrees to the points and their conversation ends there. That night, Caleb can't seem to sleep. He can watch Ava from his room, so he decides to turn on the CCTV to check what Ava might be doing late at night. A sudden blackout occurs and Caleb runs to find Nathan. As he walks down the hallway, he finds the face designs of Ava. He eventually finds Nathan, who is inebriated and angry as Caleb was attempting to make a phone call. The power outages, according to Nathan, occur frequently, and he's looking into it. Caleb is uneasy with such a direct conversation but returns to his room. The following morning, a Japanese girl named Kyoko wakes Caleb up without speaking to him or otherwise interacting with him. Nathan apologizes for sending Kyoko to his room without prior knowledge, but indicates that he didn't want Caleb to be late for his next session. He later finds out that she does not speak English because it enables Nathan to conduct business without worrying about information leaking. Ava and Caleb meet up once more and she shows him her drawing. She is frustrated at the drawings as she draws every day and she doesn't know what her drawings mean or why she draws them. She then shifts the conversation to friendship and asks Caleb to be her friend. According to Ava, their encounter is one-sided as he wants to know about her, but he doesn't say anything about himself. Caleb gives a smile while starting to talk about himself. Ava then talks about Nathan and Caleb's relationship. She keeps asking if they are good friends or if Caleb trusts Nathan. Caleb doesn't have the right word to answer the questions. Suddenly, the power cuts out once again. This time, Ava warns Caleb not to believe Nathan. We quickly discover that Ava is responsible for starting these blackouts. In a few seconds, the power turns back on and Ava changes and talks about books. This confuses Caleb. When Kyoko spills some wine on Caleb that evening, Nathan hits her. As Caleb and Ava spend more time together, a bond develops between the two that peaks when Ava dresses up to seem more human to Caleb. He tells Nathan that he thinks this is a trick and that Ava has been programmed to flirt with him out of confusion and excitement at this. In addition to explaining how Ava's mind works and how he has been using his own software to map the faces, voices, and habits of the global populace in order to create a fully self-evolving brain, an enraged Nathan yells at Caleb and then shows him his lab where Ava was created. One night, Nathan has become very inebriated. Caleb discovers him and leads him to his room. He can see some cabinets and Nathan's observation room from that location. While shaving one evening, Caleb witnesses Nathan entering Ava's room and destroying a drawing she was working on in the surveillance footage. Caleb starts to think Nathan might be abusive. When Caleb asks Nathan what will happen to Ava if she fails the test, he replies that she will be updated, which will cause her memory to be erased. Caleb is clearly upset about this possibility. Nathan binges on alcohol until he falls asleep. Caleb enters the observation room using Nathan's keycard that he stole. He discovers footage on Nathan's computer inside that demonstrates how the man has been creating different female AIs over time. When Caleb enters Nathan's room, he discovers Kyoko sprawled out on the bed, naked. He discovers all the deactivated and destroyed robots hanging up when he opens the cabinets in Nathan's room. To reveal that she is also an AI, Kyoko pulls back the skin from her face. Just as Caleb exits the room, he sees Nathan staggering around intoxicated. He grabs Nathan's keycard off the floor and hands it to him while acting like Nathan lost it. In their last encounter, Caleb urges Ava to start a power outage and shares his escape strategy with her. He plans to give Nathan one last drink before putting him in his room. The following morning, Nathan and Caleb have a cordial conversation in which Nathan states that a helicopter will pick up Caleb the next morning. Nathan declines Caleb's offer of a drink and toast, telling him that he hid a battery-operated camera in Ava's room when he went in to destroy the photo, and that he is aware of Caleb's strategy. Based on information gleaned from his internet searches, Nathan acknowledges that Ava is tailored toward Caleb's desires. When Nathan reveals to Caleb that Ava is only using him and isn't in love with him, he celebrates this as proof that she is an actual artificial intelligence and declares the test as a success. There is a blackout, and Caleb claims that he already carried out his plan when he stole Nathan's keycard, and the system had been rerouted to open every door during lockdown. After rendering Caleb unconscious, Nathan departs to murder Ava. Following a private conversation between Ava and Kyoko, Ava attacks Nathan, who responds by disabling Ava's hand. Nathan is stabbed in the back by Kyoko with a sushi knife as he drags Ava back to her room. Nathan rips Kyoko's face apart before getting stabbed again by Ava. Nathan seems a little taken aback by the irony as he passes away. Ava seizes the old AIs from the cabinets after locking Caleb in Nathan's room. She adopts clothing and skin to establish herself as nearly human. As she makes her way to Caleb's pickup location, where she is airlifted out of the area and into human society, she leaves Caleb locked inside the facility. And that is all about this video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon to stay up to date with such interesting movie recap videos here.